purpose of this series is to help beginner and intermediate players improve their skills as quickly as possible. We'll establish rules and best practices to help us make decisions. For the first level, I've created a new account and we will focus strictly on one-point matches. I hope you enjoy it. Hey, let's get back into some one-point games with this account. Let's have a look. So right here we're white, 5-1. We're going to come down with the 5, split with the 1. 4-2, obvious. Going to make that 4-point. Okay, now double fours, what are we going to do here? So sometimes I always check to see if we can hit. We can't. This is a clearly, we're going to put 2 down, bring them here. You don't really, like what else could you do? You kind of look at escaping, but we could escape 24 to 16 and bring 1 down. That's a substantial error. I think everyone's going to make this 5-point. We really want to make those points in order. That's going to be one of our rules here. Make new points. Make new points. And try to make them in order, which means 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We skip with the 4, but that's cool. We have to do that sometimes. 6, 3. Now we're going to see if we can escape, and we're just, there's nothing else to do. We don't want to destroy this 13-point until we get these guys home, or at least get them to there. So we go, we could go 24 to 15 or 23 to 16. Both of the 23 to 14 would both be options, and either one is going to be close. But actually, the 14 is much better, just because you want to remove this. Remember, we want to remove these guys that are 6 away from the 17. Right, 23 is 6 away from 17. We want to keep moving. Okay, 4-2. I'm going to come in there, and we come up. 24 to 20. It's either that or getting the 8 to the 4. But why would you want to get to the 20? What's happening here? So it's very close. You can go 8 to the 4. Both of these things are fine. Now we have a chance to hit. So we hit on their side of the board every single time. Come in with the 1, 4 to hit on the 20, 3-point board. Okay, now they're on the roof. They dance. Here, we've got them on the roof. Let's keep them on the roof. We can build a point here on the 2. Yes, we want to build a 3-point first, and we could escape a checker, but actually escaping a checker is even better. See, look, escaping a checker is that, but keeping them on the roof is totally fine. This amount of error is not really going to register us. So now we have we have double 2s. Can we make another point? We can't. We could go 5 and hit him on the 1, but we don't. That might be more of a gammon play, but we are just trying to win 1 point. We don't care about that. So we're going to bring down this 13 to 9. It's going to help us block the 3, 6 away from the 3 would be this 9. And our game plan right now is to totally close these guys out. Okay, so if we look at our winning percentages, we're at 61% only. But that's after that play. If we did the switch play, it's also it's similar, but see the gammons went up to 46. With our play, it's 35, but we have 68 winning percentage. It's about the same. So the difference is they can gammon us more. So let's see. No, they're both very similar. Oh yeah, they win a little bit more with this play. Okay. So now we got 5-1. The best play is actually to hit this to kind of deny the anchor. So sometimes we'll talk about denying an anchor because really we're trying to close out everything, which means, they'll be on the roof for the rest of the game. If they get in with and make the anchor on the 1 point, then they're kind of hanging around and they'll be alive until the very end of the game. So they will get a shot. Their board might be bad at that time, but we're just going to go ahead and so what I did was 20 to 15 and 6 to 5. Just kind of stay spread out. I didn't want to destroy these things, but they wanted to hit and spread out to maximize the shots on this 3, right? So if we hit there, just imagine that this white checker is on this 1. Then what's your mission? Your mission is to try and cover our blot on the 1. So the 8 goes to the 7, to kind of give 6s to cover the 1. I guess that's kind of hard to visualize, but it makes sense. And it would also be extra numbers to cover this 3. If we leave these things not spread out, then 4s don't cover the 3. But if we spread this 8 to 7, then we have any combination of 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6 gets us that 3 point, which is substantial, right? So if they are already on the bar, looking for the second hit is going to be usually a good play. But we didn't do that. We're still in good shape here, right? So they hit us. How did they hit us? They hit us with 8 to 2. Okay, so they're kind of desperate. That's the right play, though. So we're here, 3-1. We have to come in on the 1. We have a 3 to play. We can't play this 3. We can play this 3, which is, you never really want to do this, going over your gap here. It's called burying a checker. We really want to make this 3 before we jump to the 2. Is this 9 point doing anything for us? It's not, right? So like it's only blocking them if they get a 6 and a 2, right? So that's basically nothing. If it was in 6, meanwhile, if this 9 point was actually the 7 point, we would not want to destroy that because it's actively blocking. It's less than 6 or 6 or less pips away from the enemy. So we're not going to destroy good actively blocking points. But here we simply have to move something. Moving the 9 to the 6 is a neat way. See, it diversifies our stuff. Like if we wanted to put the 8 onto the 5, why would that be bad? Well, it just limits what we can fill this 3 with, right? If we have a checker on the 6 and the 5, then we can do a 3-2 would do it. Or we'd still have one on the 8. It could be a 5-2 or a 5-3. There's a lot more numbers there. But if they're stacked on the 5, we don't have that 3 option to fill the 3. So that's why you kind of want to spread out. So in general, spread your stuff out. Spread it out. You should really look for, if these 2 plays are equivalent, except for one is more spread out. So let's go for the spread out. Okay. They got an 8-2. We're going for a big 5-5. Do we have an option here? So I would try to get rid of this guy. This is my first, if I rolled this, I would first look at this checker. Can I get out of there? I can't. Then I'm definitely going to move this guy. So we're going to go 15 to 10. Okay. Here's our 8 to 3. 8 to 3. We're making our 5-point board. That's great. And then we have one more. So then we could either move the 10 to the 5 with that last 5, or we can go 9 to the 4 with that last 5, right? And what did we just say? The 2 plays are pretty much the same, but the 9 to the 4 is a little bit more spread out. So let's see how much of a difference that would be. Not much, right? It's 0.005 difference between those 2 plays. But that's how we're going to do it. We're going to try to spread out when we can. Okay, what did they do? They hit us with this 2. They're desperate times card for desperate measures. Now we're on the board. We're on the roof. Okay, we can't come in. He comes out with this. Then we're still on the roof. We're still on the roof. He's just going to come. So he's going to try to get this second blot. That's really important for him to win, or her. That's Lisa. I'm going to say girl. Okay, so she needs to hit this blot to have a chance here. Well, let's see. What do you think the winning chances are here? You know? If we come in on the 5, there's still some chances they get hit us before we can come home. There's some chances that we hit them. If we come in on the 5, we could hit back. We would definitely, it's a very, they call it like a volatile position. Okay? It could be, either team could win this. Let's check out the winning percentages. 57-42, right, for blue. So very 50-50. Okay, so these next rolls we should be very careful. Okay, 5-2, we're in there. 5, that's a forced. Then I would look to hit. Can we hit? We cannot. So what would we do? We go 10-8. Now why would we go 10-8 instead of something else? Clearly because if we leave it like this, I'm not, 10 is not doing anything for us, this blot. All it's doing is giving them ones to hit us, right? It's not going to make them any harder. They can jump over this anytime they want. So we just want to tidy up. We don't want to get hit again. So we want to minimize getting hit, okay? So he hit us and he's doing some stuff. Okay, he still hasn't come out. He still hasn't got a 6, so this is great. Until they have a 6, we have a good chance, right? Even though we're on the roof, because what'll happen is they'll have to keep moving, and then if they don't get a 6 pretty soon, they're gonna have to crunch their board. Let's see what happens. Uh-oh, here we go. All right, now they roll a 5-4, and guess what? It's crunching time. All right, this is a tremendous roll for us. So like right here, the winning percentages are 62, and then when they didn't get that 6, it became 43. Okay, so we're a favorite now, even though we're on the bar and they're totally locked out. Just because if they don't get a 6, we're gonna get in, and this is what happens, right? So now, guess what? We're in, and now this is and we're hitting there. Okay, so why would I hit there? He's got 5 points. Aren't I gonna be scared to get hit? Why would I hit with this 3 when he's got 5 points? Isn't that reckless? He could hit me with a 1. Well, the reason is it's not that scary. They have 5 points, but not the 6. Which means when we do come in, we're going to be home free, and we have all this control out here. Okay? If these checkers were over here and we came in on that 24, that's a lot scarier, right? And then we might want to go 8 to 5. But the most important reason we're hitting on the 1 is because of the pip race. Look at this. They're at 65. We're at 88. We're behind in the race. We're behind in the race. We need to, we should be, do we have a habit for this? Behind in the race, stay back. Ahead in the race, be safe. I think it's just like, if you're losing the race, you need to get crazy. You need to be aggressive. So here, another good reason I would hit this instantly is it's a 5-point board. So it's a very high chance they don't roll a 1, right? Rolling a 1 is what, like a 30-something% chance? Okay, so we do hit them. They dance. Now we're going to cover for sure. And then it's just easy, strolling on home. None of this stuff really matters. Now we're home, okay? We got the double 1s. Now, we're bearing off again. Let's be careful. What are the bear off choices? Are we going to lose the game if we get hit? Probably not, but it's going to be close. So we don't want to give up shots. We're not going for gammon. We just want to make sure we have even numbers on the top. So I'm going to go 6 to 4, which would leave us this 4. It'll be 2 and 2, which is great for when we get a double, we can remove those things. So it's like you always want to check. If right now, with this shape, if we had double 6, we would be leaving a blot on 5. We don't want to leave a blot. Okay, so we're going to take, we always want to take off as many as possible when there's no contact, but here we have contact. Okay, so we're going to go 6 to 4, and then we take 1 off since we're safe. Okay, so it looks like this. Now we got a 3-2. Okay, here we could just clear this 6 point, right? And the reason we don't is because this is completely safe. There's no numbers that are going to hit us if we don't. So we do want to win this race. It's still pretty close. We only have 1 checker off. So let's get another checker off and move this puppy over. See if we did the other play of clearing the back. It's an error. We're not going to do that. Okay, they dance again, obviously. Now we got the 4-1. Okay, this one's tricky, right? So usually you want to clear from the back. You want to clear from the back, which would be 6-5, 6-2. 6-5, 6-2. But what that would leave 3 on this top and 2 on this one. So that's bad because there's a bunch of rolls next turn that would give him a shot, right? Let's say we get 6-5 next turn. Then we're leaving a 1 only here. Same thing with 6-4. Okay, same thing with double 5s, double 6s. I'm not going to go through all those things. That's boring. But odd numbers produce could leave you a blot if you get unlucky. So we take off the 4. And why do we do that? That leaves a single one on the 3 and the 4. We get one checker off, which is good. Okay, we leave a gap in our board, but it just so happens the math, there's less shots with this, and we could get into trouble next time, but it's still the play to make. Clearing the 5 was the next closest, and clearing the 6 is a substantial error, just because of how bad your next roll is going to be. Now, when you're just starting out a backgammon, it's one roll. Is this really bad? Well, it's the difference between this is just like little decisions like this add up, and if you want to get better at backgammon, you're going to have to learn some of them. So I'm trying to direct you guys to focus on the ones that are easier to understand and put those and make habits. So whenever you're going to leave an odd number, just think about what else can I do. I know sometimes they clear the points out of order to kind of help that. So here you can look, like if we made that back 6 play, we give them a 5.7% chance of winning. But ours they only have 3.3, so it's 2%, right? It's not a big deal, but this is what it is. Over and over, you're making these kind of improving your chances. So we leave that. He doesn't come in. Now we got 5-3. We're going to clear from the back as normal, right? You wouldn't clear this 5. You wouldn't. You would definitely want to move the 5 here and here. It's just safer, right? Because now we have 3 pips here. I mean, 3 checkers off. We're not worried about, like, we're going to win this race very, very easily, even if he comes in next roll. Okay? Any type of lead in checkers is huge. It's going to be like, you saw our percentages. Even if he was here, even if he wasn't on the board, we wouldn't be worried about the race. So right now we're just worried about getting hit. The only way blue is going to win is if they hit us. So clear the 6. That leaves the 6 open for blue to come in. Do we want blue to come in on the 6 next roll? Yes, we absolutely do. This is a 6-4. Okay, as soon as they come in, now their chances are 0.06. Okay, so yes, they could roll double 6, double 6, double 6. We can roll 1, 2, but it's nothing. Okay, so we win this game, and that's how that goes. All right, here we are. We are the blue checkers this time. They go first with the 4-3 split, 3-3. Okay, so 3-3 is a very powerful opening roll. Sometimes we like to make the 5 and the 3 point, which is great, but we don't do that when they have a blot or something that can attack the 8, right? We want the 5. We know the 5 is the most important thing to make, but it's not worth leaving a blot here because hitting on the other side of the board is massive at the beginning of the game, right? So if we can somehow hit the 16, it's great. Okay, so another thing, we can do 2 points here. We can do 2 productive things with this 3s. Right? We could make the 13 to 7, which is one productive thing, but that's not as good as going 13 to 10 and 24 to 21. They've got something cooking here, but if we get this 21, we're pretty much eliminating a lot of their craziness. Let's see if there's anything close. 6 to 3. 6 to 3's got a lot of good stuff because you take your 5 stack and you unstack it. Spread your stuff out. But we're going to do these 2 things. You should check out my video on mastering the opening moves. It's kind of like talks a little bit more about that stuff and how we try to be perfect in the beginning. Double 4s, this guy does a bad double 4s. Okay, but we're not going to look at them. 6-1, this looks obvious that we can make this point. We could also hit loose, but don't hit loose. You got no points. We have no points. What's the point in us destroying some real estate on the 10? To hit them on the 4, it's not getting us anything. And look at this, they don't have their point back here. So these guys are very vulnerable. It's very hard for them because they're going to have to escape to this area, then they're going to have to somehow not get hit by us, then they're going to have to go again. So these guys are screwed. Let's make a wall. We'll hit them later. Okay, so 6-4, this guy tries to, I guess he's going to jump out to the 14. Right, so now it looks like this. Okay. So now this guy's basically escaped. So this is a place where we're behind in the race, 148 to 134, right? We don't want to let them free for no reason. If we leave this from the back, we're going to get hit. It's a triple shot, right? Because they can hit us from these 3 points. They've got extras. It could get bad. Even though they have no points, we're behind in the race. We got to do something. We have to hit them. We wanted to hit this guy, but we can't. We can hit this guy by destroying this point. And, you know, it's sad to say, but we have to do it. So we're going to hit with that. Then what I did was I went 10 to 9. But the best play was actually 6 to 5. If you're brave enough to leave 2 blots on your home board, it just works out that way because there's no threat here. We have an anchor. We have an advanced anchor, it's called. So it's not a problem for us to get hit. What's going to be a problem is if we don't hit and let them run away. Because can we win a race when we're behind in the race? No, we just can't. You just never win a race if you're behind, okay? So got to be extreme. Here's our next roll. So here I know I'm going to make this 4 point. The 4 point's almost as important as a 5 point. So we're going to go here, and we can make this 9. That's a beautiful roll. Look at this. Okay, this is almost 6 in a row if we get that puppy there. 3-2, it's very important for this guy to move up to the 20 to get daylight, to get out. Right now he can only escape with a 3-6 or a 3-5, but if he makes this play, then he can get away with any 5 or any 6. But we just cannot let this guy escape. Again, we're losing in the race. We can't let them escape. We're going to smash, hit loose. Okay? They hit us back. We are here again. So now, again, we can't let them escape. Our only choice was we have to hit them. We have a good thing going on here, but as soon as they jump out, all of this is pretty much worthless. And we have to hit a shot from up here, right? But they're already spread out. It doesn't look likely that we're going to get a shot because they're all spread out. When they're spread out and have extras, they don't have any rolls where it's like, oh, they have to leave a shot. Something you kind of gain with experience, but just there's not, if you look at it and it's all spread out and got extras and they have a lot of easy rolls. Like I'm not going through and trying rolls and being like, oh, how does a 4-3 play? They're going to be fine. They can also put checkers behind you. So it's imperative. This is our only chance is to get this guy. So we're going to hit him with the 9 to 5, okay? And then it looks like this. It's pretty sweet. Let's check our winning chances right now. Okay, so we're at 56. Okay, it's close. It could go either way. He comes in. Here I got a double 6. I made a mistake. So what did I do? Got this prime here, or they have this prime. Double 6. I could go 8 to 2, 7 to 1. Let's look at what that would do, right? Then we would have 4 points. 1, 2, 4, and 6 would be our 4 points. But it's very bad containment. You could come in on the 5, you could come in on the 3, and then escape because we've moved all of our good blockade. So if they don't dance and we don't close them out completely and get these guys home while they're doing that, it's very, very long odds for that to happen. Okay? When you're behind a prime, you want to build your prime in order. If you're behind a prime and you don't have mobility, or if you can't escape easily, you need like lucky rolls, don't go for a blitz because you're going to run out of checkers and they're going to get out easily. Okay, so I know for sure we weren't doing that play. What did I do? I knew we had to get these guys out of here, all right, because they're only 6 away. So I know it's scary. We've got 1 checker there. We could get closed out, but we just have to. We have to play 4 6s here. So we came 21 to 15. Then I hit him with the 8 to 2. But really the better play would be 19 to 9 for the reasons I said before. So that was my mistake. I'm playing on speed, and I'm not a genius, so I make mistakes. Speed settings. Okay, so now they come in with the 5. They hit us here, and this is gonna block them. So it ends up looking like this. Okay, so we have to come in with the 5-3. Then they make a mistake here. Okay, so then we we come in on the 20 and we can hit back. Of course, we're going to hit on the opposite side of the board. This is obvious, right? We come in 4, 22 to 16 with the 6. They come back in and they hit us back on the 4. We come in and we hit them twice. Okay, we're definitely hitting on the 21 because we hit on the other side of the board. Now, is it clear that we're going to hit this 5? Is there anything better to do? We could come up on this, but they're going to be on the bar, so it's not really bad. If we hit them twice, it's much better. We've got the chance to deny them an anchor. Okay, we're heavily behind in the race. That's when you want to do crazy things. So we are going to hit twice. We have checkers to cover up the 5 next time. Okay, now they're 2 on the bar. Let's check the winning percentages. We're at 82% now, okay? What are we going to do? We want to fill this. I made a mistake. I brought the 9 to 5 and the 6 to 5, but really, we just wanted to go 9 to 5, 16 to 15, clean up there. Okay, little difference. Now we got the 3-1. What's our mission is we'd like to bring, this is a lot of guys on this side. We'd love to pick up this blot. So right now I hit it with 6s and 5s. This is a little bit blocked. We want to make sure he doesn't get stuck because sometimes you get stuck back there and then you start rolling double 4s and it's a problem, you know, because we're blocked by 4s. We would have to do too many things. So we're going 21 to 18 is for sure because that jumps 2 of these things. And it gives us more. Then we start hitting with 8s here. And then 16 to 15, just because we don't want them to hit us with the 1-6. That's one way they can win. When we're up at 80%, the only way they're going to win is if they hit us. So we don't need to be risky. Okay, so what happens here? Now we got 5-4. We can hit there and come out here, right? So now we have all this space. They can't hit us back. Our next mission, we'd love to hit this 3. 14 to 7, we can't with this 5-2. What I'm doing is I'm bringing extra ammunition in range of the 3. Okay. Right now, this 10 is 7 away from the 3, so they can only hit us with 2 dice. They need 2 dice, so they need a 6-1 or 5-2. You don't need to count every single shots, like how many combinations of dice are going to hit you. What you need to do is notice if you're 6 away from something. 6 away is a direct shot. That's the scary zone. Okay, the indirect shots is an acceptable risk. It's usually so we're gonna bring this 14 to 7 here, and so we don't want to leave the 14 right here on the 9. 9 is going to have the best amount of shots onto the 3, but that's going to hit us with 1 dice, and that's not what we're okay with. So we go here, put it on the 7, and that's a beautiful builder. You can hit them with any 4 there. Okay, they come out. Now we don't have this covered. Like at 6 away, we roll a 5-4. So this is tricky. We don't have a great one to do. What I did was bring these 2 down. Okay, this is a pay now or pay later type of thing. At some point, we're up in the race now. We got to clear this point sometime. Okay, so I was like, well, maybe this is the chance. So we brought these 2 guys down. There would be a blot on the 11. And that's what I did, and it's just about as good as the option, which is 6 to 4, which is 10 to the 6 here, kind of spreads it out, and then 7 to 2 with the 5, 7 all the way to 2. So that buries that checker. Remember, we don't want to skip over this 3 gap, but they were both pretty much the same. Okay, they don't hit us with the 2, and then now we're kind of home free. Now we just want to be safe, okay? So we have to get these guys in here. We put 5-4 to the 6. Their 6s are blocked. They're going to start crunching. Our 6-3, we just want to be safe. We don't need to put a blot there. We don't need to. We just need 1 point. Okay, so 10 in, 7 in. We just want to start getting in. See how this has got spares on all these extra pips here? That's beautiful. When you have extra spares, you're more likely to get a roll that's going to do what you want. And now we have this 3, it's going to be much, much better. So what was our odds before was 89%. Now after we make this 3, After we make this 3, we're at 93%. Okay? So it was really good to do that. So that's why we set up our checkers in a way so we could do that. So they're going to crunch more. And when they crunch more, that just reduces their chances of winning. Because when they do hit us, when you're up against a 1 point, they're going to give up a shot. Probably. It's just a matter of what does their board look like when you do give up a shot. You know, when I say give up a shot, I mean that's a chance for them to hit you. Okay? So here we go, 2-1. The best play was actually 6-3 and keep the prime. But I was like, let's get going. So this is a close call. At some point, you want to just, like keeping them on the prime and setting yourself up to come in the next roll, like that's pretty close, these things. So I don't have much to say there. 6-5. The 6 is forced, and the 5 is forced. So that was not an option. Okay, 5-4. He's gone. They left with the double 6. This is perfect for us. What do you think the chances are now? We're only 2 checkers off, and she's got 2 checkers there. Or it's a he this time, I don't know. Okay, so this is close. So I took 2 checkers off. We have 87%. Remember, we were up at 93 before? We're going to take 2 checkers off here for the 5-3. 6-2, take 2 checkers off. 6-5, this is forced. 3-1, take 2 checkers off. Right, we're going to take, these are easy, okay? And then we win this game. Okay, 6-4, okay? When you're in double match point, 6-4 is just running. You don't need to do the split. You don't need to do the gammon play where you make the 2 point. It's got to be close though. Splitting is still close. Making the point is 0.2 bad. 0.02. All right. Okay, we get hit on the 11. Now we're coming in. So when you're coming in here, and then we can hit back. We're always going to hit back. Again, the beginning, it's easier to do a lot of games and just play the first couple turns of them, and then that's how you'll learn to do the intro moves quickly. 6-4. So whenever we have double 2s early game, we're almost always going to make this 4 point. Okay, we could hit here. We could come in and go 2, 2, 2 and hit on the 7, but we have no points. Getting that 4 point is great. Okay, so we're going to come in there, do that, and what's our third 2 going to be? Making the 21. It's great. Okay, so now we're set up. We're behind in the race. Okay, so our plan is to maximize. We're going to try and leave this guy back here because we're behind in the race because we got hit early. 5-3. Nothing really else we could do except for make this 3 point, right? We don't want to move up. We want that point. We want to make points, and we want to stay back. Stay back. Here, this is perfect. We hit this person. We can bring down 2. Okay, I don't want to come up. I'm behind in the race. Stay back when you're behind in the race. Stay back. And then these 3-2, we'll make it. We want to make this 5 really badly. So this gives us more chances to do that. Okay, they dance. We did not make this point, but what do? We can come around 21 to 15, 2, and 13 to 7, 2. That's just great. Okay, now we're going to be ahead in the race. So look, now we're ahead in the race. Our situation has changed. Okay, now our mission is to get this guy out of here. Okay, 5-2 is not a great roll though, right? We could come up to the 22. That doesn't really do much. What we're going to do here is actually this play where we're making this 5 point. Okay, and we're going to leave this blot. So we're going to go 7 to 5, 10 to 5. Now, why would we do this? Why would we do this? The thing is, they have no points. There's really no risk for us to do this. And I know we're ahead in the race. So why are we taking a risk? This is a kind of a tough one. It's kind of like better with experience. But making the 5 point, if you can make the 5 point, it's always considered. Even if you're like in this fancy, can be safe. Now, because at some point, if he moves up here, it's going to be a lot easier for them to get out. So not making the 5, this is also close though, right? So 20, if you just want to go 24 to 22 and 11 to 6, that's fine. Okay, that's so close. Habit series. Let's say that's the play. I'm not going to be able to tell you to make this 5 point and still have the habits. This is not a beginner play to make this 5. okay, and give up a shot here. So let's do this. 22 to 24 to 22. You're just moving up. You're keeping this one safe. We want to get this guy home. That's our mission. Don't worry about making the 5 point. I did it, but I've seen this play a million times. So we did this. The bad thing happened was he hit the 18. Okay, so what does that mean? Are they a huge favorite now? No. They're still 29% to win, even though they hit us that we were so scared about. You know, before the hit, it was pretty much the same. Okay, so they hit us. Now we hit them back, obviously on their side of the board, double fives. Okay, this could get crazy. So what happened? We go 18 to 3, 2, 3, 4, and 11 to 6. Okay, so what's our mission with this? Basically, I don't want to, I want to make these points. I don't want him to come in, and I want to hit this guy. I don't need to, but it's going to make it easier. Since I've got this 4 point board, this is a great opportunity to just try to win the game right now, okay? If he somehow makes this point, then it's like going to be a much longer game. So another thing you might be thinking about is, can't you go 15 to 10? And does that help us? I don't want to do that until these guys are gone. To these guys, because this is a great like landing spot, right? Otherwise, it's going to be a lot harder for them to get home. So, whoa, there's a lot of options that are all pretty much the same here. And 15 to 20 is 15 to 10 is one of those. So, not a huge deal. So let's move on. Okay, 4-2. 4-2. Okay, so what I did here is I moved up and I hit. I hit because even if we get hit back, it's still going to be an easy game for us. If we can do this chance to kind of make the 1 point with them on the board and have a 5 point board and pick up this thing, then we can win the game. This is what we're going to do, okay? Put the gas pedal down, okay? They do come in and hit us twice, okay? So now we're still 64% favorites, even though they came in and they hit us twice. Just because we've got a crazy board and we come in instantly because we're better. Okay. Now they're going to try to keep us in, but they've got a lot of work to do. 6. Okay, so now we're just trying to get these guys home. We are slightly up in the race. Okay, so but we still have a much better board than them. So here we go, 24 to 15. That's an easy one. I checked. There's no way we could hit them there. So if you're looking at that quickly, I can look at that and see it quickly, but I just don't want us to stare at these positions in silence in these videos. You can always just pause it if I'm going too fast. Okay, 5-4. Can we escape to the 5? And then we're blocked on the 4. So should we consider that? If we put the 5 here, they can hit us with a 6, they can hit us with a 4, they can hit us with a 1. And they would do that because they would lose the game if we get home free. So instead, we just run this extra checker all the way to the 6. It's not spread out, but it is a crossover. When I cross over, anytime you see this black line in the middle or coming down, like there's the 4 quadrants of 6 pips. When you are in a tight race like this, it's very important to like crossing over from one section to the next becomes a lot more important when you're in a tight race. So it's just this move 15 to 6 as opposed to 15. No, that's the only way we couldn't leave a shot here. So of course we're going to do that. There's probably, we can actually just take a shot, leave them a shot here. 8 to 4. Still not a huge deal. Still not a huge deal. We can still step up because their board is crap and they have a blot. So it's still nothing to be scared of, really. It could change, but right now it's not that scary. 2-1. Here we go. We want to get closer to this 15. We really want to get closer to the 15. Why? Because we want to escape this guy. It's a close race. If we come here, then every 6 gets us there. It's called being in communication, I think they call it. And that's way easier. And then we just spread out a bit. Why would you spread out here instead of here? Because this 8 is actually being useful. Okay, if they come in the 2, the 8 is a real important point. Okay, 4-3. Can we escape to this 5, the 15? No, but we can make this board. It makes it even scarier for blue to do anything. They've got 2 blots, and we have 5-point board. We can basically just like, they're so scared of us, and we are not scared of them at all. So they definitely don't want to leave a shot. Okay, so what happens now? We don't have a shot. These double ones, we can start coming in here. Yeah, we don't care about making this. So we need to play all the ones from here. So we actually just spread out a bit. Looks like that. 5-2 now. I want 5-2 with this to leave this guy on the outside. Sometimes you do leave a guy on the outside when you want to preserve 6s. In this case, it was kind of even. So the idea with preserving 6s is sometimes you don't want to have to play your 6s from up here. But this is not that case, so it wasn't a big deal. So instead, I should have come in to get that crossover and just spread out a bit. Okay, here again. We are going to pop out to the 18 and just come in with the 7. Come in with the 3. I mean the 4. This should be pretty close to popping out 17 or popping out 18. Let's see. Oh, no, that's substantial. Substantial. There's more shots if you come to the 17 because this is now 7 away instead of 8 away. Huh. Why is that so big? Not sure why that's a big one, but let's move on. Okay, double 4s. This is what we kind of want to move this guy, right? This is our plot we want to get rid of, but he is 8 away from this. So we're going to move these guys down and up. Okay, so now we just need to get this guy out of here. So we're 8 away, but look how many blots they have here. The right answer was actually just being like, yeah, go ahead, hit me. Moving up to the 16. But I was like, I still don't want to get hit. So this is where I preserved a 6 again. This is a big error. The real thing I should have done is come in and step up and be like, go ahead and hit me. Is it who's it going to be good for? He would not hit me, okay? Because you could do 6 and then 6-1. It would still have 2 blots. And I have a 5-point board. So that would be bad for them to hit. Okay, so now if I had done that other play and I was on the 16 here, I would have been able to jump over this 10. But now I don't have that. Instead, I just make my 6-point board. He's only got 1 blot now. So now I don't want to get hit. 6-2. We don't. So now we're 7 away. We could go here and give up the 1 shot, but that's too scary. Now they actually have a board. You know, and it's not the best board. But look how tight the race is. If he hits us once, that might be all they need to get ahead in the race and win this game. Let's see what the right now we're 55%. This is a close game. So we're not going to get hit. We definitely don't want to get hit. So we want to minimize our shots. So right now he's 7 away. It's bigger than 6, so that's much better than under 6. So we're just going to tidy up our back. They hit us. Oh dear. Now what are we going to do? Oh, we're going to get really lucky and roll a 4-3. Hit them twice. Okay, so after they hit us, it's a 50-50 shot. Wow. That's because we can come in with the 6 and they still have two checkers to bring home. Okay, so we hit with 2 and that just must seal the game because the chances are they're going to dance and we're going to pick up this 3rd. So now we're at 95. Okay, so that's why you always roll a 4-3 in this situation. You know, I tell everyone I know that. Okay, they're gonna come in. What's our plan now? Just get this guy home. Okay, we don't need to do anything. We don't need to hit them. It would be better if we hit them. 18-10. Yeah, don't overthink it. We could go put 1 here and then put him to the 12. Is that considered? Not, yeah, but that's like a big error. Just don't overthink it. Get in range of coming home. The game will be over once we jump this 6. So that's what we're doing. Okay, they come in there. They almost hit us. As soon as we go 10 to 5, the game is over. 98%. Okay? So then we win. Now we can just do greedy bear offs, take off as many as you can, take off as many as you can, take off as many as you can. Cool? Okay, so that was 3 more games. I know I said this was going to be a series and everything, and then I'm like not updating anything. So whatever. Not a YouTuber. But this is fun to do. Hope somebody enjoyed it. And yeah.